Welcome back, everyone. This class is going to be around working with the piriformis muscle. The piriformis is found in the back of the hips. It attaches to the front side of your sacrum. It runs diagonally outwards and attaches again to the top of your femur bone. It's a very important small muscle that runs on both right and left side of your pelvis to help stabilize your hips. It also helps to externally rotate your legs. Now, the issue with the piriformis for a lot of people is that it gets too tight. When it gets too tight, it causes a lot of pressure on the SI joint, and it also causes pressure on your sciatic nerve. And these two can be a big hindrance for a lot of people. Also, if the piriformis is too weak, it can also cause an instability in supporting your hips and in your low back, so it can also cause pain. So what's important for this class today is that we stretch it and we strengthen it both. So we're gonna start with some very slow movements. I'd like you to cover your mat with a blanket to begin with, and then we'll take the blanket away in just a few moments. If you have two blocks, beautiful, get those ready. If not, use two pillows. The first block is on the low end, the flattest side. The second block is going to be one level higher, and that will be for your head, okay? I'm gonna sit in front of my blocks. I'm gonna place my hands down, and I'm gonna scoop my tailbone forwards towards my heels. I'm gonna stretch up through the chest. I'm gonna reach back. I'm not gonna just fall back. I'm gonna reach back, stretching the spine, decompressing the spine, as I come down to my first block. Now you might have to, with your hands, move the block in place, should be right behind the heart. So it's up pretty high. And then as I come down on that first block, I wanna make sure that my upper back feels flat on the block and I don't feel a hard edge. Then with my hands, I'm gonna take my second block and I'll place that right underneath the back of my head, where also my head feels very stable and flat. Then just let your arms come down. Take a breath here, just take a big breath here, letting your upper body drop onto those blocks. And if your low back feels okay, slide your legs down. So this is just a beautiful pose to help bring some openness into the front of your body, enlivens the breath, enlivens the lungs, brings alertness into our cells to help us awaken for the practice. And at the same time, it puts a gentle compression in the low back, very close to where a lot of us tend to have a lot of pain in our low back. But this gentle compression is very important because since we are dropping into the support of our mat and the support of our blocks, we're enabling ourselves to turn off any stress in our low back and in our pelvic area. We're letting it soften. So in a sense, even though we're back bending, we're also decompressing because we're not using any effort. So just allow your low back and your pelvis just flood with new blood, bringing your breath down there. Feeling the chest wide open as the shoulders drop towards the floor. And just take about 2 or 3 more long breaths. Feeling the rise and the fall of the belly. And every cycle, all the muscles in your face start to relax. Just a beautiful way to enter your practice in a very conscious way. Really feeling our presence. And then go ahead, bend your knees and placing the feet down. We'll just roll to one side. And we'll come up high enough just to take the blocks to the side. And then come back down again. Bend your knees, placing the feet heavy on the blanket, arms come down alongside you, very relaxed. There should be about a hip distance apart between your feet and your knees, so make sure that your knees don't fall in towards each other. And then just very slowly start to press your right knee forward, going ahead of the left knee, and then relax it back. So it's a small movement, you can probably barely see it in me. And then we do the left knee, we just move it forward without lifting feet, just move the left knee forward. You'll notice and you'll feel the left side of your hip lifting. And then you come back. Pressing right foot down, moving right knee forward, so it's offsetting the sacrum. And then draw it back, let it relax back, and then left knee moves forward. Pressing that left heel down, you'll notice the left hip rising. And then it relaxes back. Let's do it again. Pressing right foot down, moving right knee forward, feeling the right hip, the right side of your sacrum starting to lift, and then relax it back. And then over to the left knee, pressing it forward. So it's just bringing asymmetry into the sacrum, into the pelvis, as you relax it back. And then again, let's do one more round. Relaxing right knee back, and then pressing left knee forward. And then relaxing that back. Pause, feeling both sides of your sacrum drop. And just notice if one side of your pelvis feels heavier on the ground than the other. Slide your legs down. Let your feet flop out to the sides, feeling the release through the inner hips. And then we'll start with the left leg, my left leg, because it's facing the camera so that you can see it better if you need to look. You're going to slide the left heel up the inner lining of your right leg as your knee externally rotates outward, bringing it up. And then sliding your foot back, down again. And then go to the right heel, slide the heel up the inside of your left leg. It slightly externally rotates the leg as the knee goes out to the side. And then you slowly release it back, down again. We go back to the left side, sliding the left heel up. Knee rotates out to the side, and then bringing it back down again. So it's just a really nice hip release. Right heel rises up. Just make sure your arms are out of the way, and then slide it back down again. So continue like that, just alternating one side and then the other. Paying attention to the changes in the back of your hips. As that knee goes out to the side, feeling a gathering of that side of the hip in the back, and then releasing down. And if you want to pick up the speed, you can. If you want to just slide with a little bit more speed, feel free to do that. Just up and down. It's externally rotating the thigh bone in your hip socket. So essentially, it's giving the piriformis a break. It's gathering it. It's not pulling on it. Bringing some mobility there. Let's do about 3 more. And then finally finishing with your right leg, slowly come down and pause. Just notice if you feel any tremors in your legs, any quivers inside. Then start again with your left heel. You're going to slide the heel up towards your pelvic floor. Then you're going to lift the knee internally rotating the knee as you reach the knee over to the right, lifting the left side of your hip, pressing down through the left foot, and then slowly take the left hip back down again, knee out to the side, and slide the leg down. Slide your right heel up, lift the knee vertically, the foot comes flat, then you come onto the inner edge of the right foot as you press gently through that foot, lifting the right hip, dropping the right hip, knee comes vertical, then the knee flops out to the side, and then the leg comes down. Okay, so left heel comes up, take the knee vertical, cross it over the midline of the body, lifting left hip, taking the hip down, knee flops out to the side, and the leg slides back down again. Right heel slides up, knee lifts, knee crosses the midline as you lift your right hip. The hip comes down, the knee falls out to the side, and the outer edge of the foot slides down. So just continue with these kind of half circles. And then as you continue, you can start to lift that hip a little higher. So just getting into it a little bit more as you feel a gentle contraction in your low back around the kidney area. Sliding left heel up, bringing the knee up, crossing the body, pressing with the foot. Start to reach that opposite arm away from you. And then dropping the hip, knee out to the side, and slide down. Slide your right heel up, knee comes up, press with the foot, lift your right hip, turn your head to the right as you reach that right arm away. And then taking the hip down, knee out to the side, and slide the foot down. Let's do one more round. Heel comes up, knee up, crosses over to the right, lift your hip, reach your left arm out to the side, and then returning to center, knee goes out to the side and slides back down again. Last time, right heel up, knee comes up, crosses over to the left, lift your right hip, drop your head, reaching right arm out away from the body, and then returning to center. Knee out to the side, and slide your leg down. And then take your arms down alongside your body. Just pause. Bend both your knees. Place your feet on the blanket. Take your hands behind your head. We're going to do a spinal undulation, which brings a lot of blood flow and lymph flow into the whole pelvic region and the low back. As you inhale, keeping head and hips heavy, just lift your low back off the ground so the belly puffs up. You can lift your chin slightly. So you're feeling a contraction in your low back. Then as you breathe out, you press your low back down, drop your chin in, come up as the elbows come together, and lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Inhaling, going down, opening elbows, lifting low back. As you lift your chin, the tailbone moves down towards the floor. And then press your low back down, elbows in and come up. So just let's do that a couple more times. Nice and slow, arching the low back, lifting chin. Really feel the top of your in-breath, very, very top, before you press your low back down, elbows in and you come up. So it's very unforced, really taking your time. Last one, exhaling, lowering the spine, elbows in and we rise. So you're lifting from your belly rather than from your hands. And now I'd like to add a twist to this. So inhale, open belly, open chin. Exhaling, pressing low back, dropping chin, coming up and turning to the right. Slowly come down, elbows wide, lifting chin and belly. And exhaling, dropping both, rolling up and slightly turning left. As we come down, let's do 2 more. Just bringing that verve into low back, go to the right. Coming down, opening up, just like a flower, just blossoming the front of the body open. And then exhaling, pressing it earthbound, elbows in, coming up, turning left. And then slowly come down. So now, when you come down, relax your low back, relaxing your belly, walking your feet together, knees together. Then take your knees out to the sides. On your inhale, do this again. Lift your lower lumbars off the blanket. Lift your chin slightly. And as you breathe out, press your low back down. You're going to notice that's going to start to bring the knees together. Bring your elbows together. Lift knees up, elbows to knees. Slowly, slowly go down. Feet down first, then you open up like that flower. When the elbows and the knees open, lift your low back off the floor. And exhale, press, chin down. Start to close elbows and knees and meet them in the middle. Let's do that 3 or 4 more times. Inhale, come all the way down. Finally lift low back up at the very top of your inhale. And then exhale, pressing down. Notice the engagement of the belly. That's going to help to bring the knees together. And then we rise up, meet halfway. Take your time breathing in. It's also a really good breath exercise to slow the breath down. Lifting low back. Exhale, pressing low back, then bringing knees together, elbows together, and we rise. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, open the front spine. Exhale, close, rise up, opening back spine. Last one. Inhaling, opening, 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 belly open. Low back contracts, and then exhale, press. Elbows and knees come together, and we rise. And then we come down. Open your knees and open your elbows, and then just pause there. Take your arms down. Slide your legs down. We just pause in the shava. Take a breath. And then bend your knees. Roll to one side. And let's come up. Okay, so from here, come onto your hands and knees. Walk to the back of your mat. And you're going to fold your blanket up. And just take that to the side. Using a yoga blanket is really handy because they tend to be much heavier and they stick to the ground better. Come onto your hands and knees. And from our hands and knees, we're going to take our right leg back and we're going to press out through the heel. With our hands, you're going to press back into that heel as you engage the quadriceps. And then we take that down, right knee down, shift to the left leg, pressing the heel out, pushing with the hands. Keep your belly in and your front ribs in. Keep your left leg really engaged. And then we take that down. Now, you're going to swing your left foot out to the side and your right leg straight back. So you're spinning the front of your body open to the right side of your mat. You're going to press the right shin bone right down into the floor, the top of the foot, and then you're going to take your right arm up. So there's a lifting as you root. So you feel whatever's touching the ground, pressing down into the ground, and everything that's up, you rise up. Right arm lifts. So that left hip, I want you to engage it forward in towards your pubic bone. Take another breath. And then exhale, take your right hand down, swivel the left foot back, right knee down. Now we're gonna swing your right foot out to the side. See if you can get it up to about the height of your knee. You're gonna send your left leg back to the back of the mat. And then you're gonna open the front of the body to the left side of the mat, rooting down through right hand, shin bone, top of foot, and then taking the left arm up. So what's important here is the rooting and the rising, but also the engagement of the lower glutes of the bent knee. So now it's my right glutes that are engaging, bringing the hips forward into the pose. Take another breath. And then taking the hand down, spinning your right foot back, left knee down. Let's do it again. Right leg back. Sorry, let's spin the left foot out to the side, spin open, send your right leg to the back of the mat and open up. So it's like a supported side plank. Then you're going to take your right leg up. Hold it there. And then taking your right leg down again. Now I want you to spin the right toes up towards the ceiling. Press the left shin bone down, pull your belly in, and come up. Parigasana, taking the right hand to the lower leg and taking your left arm up and over. And if you can go all the way to the ankle, that's fine, okay? But it's just a small opening here to just open the side body, inner leg. Take another breath. And then inhaling, coming back up. And as we take the left hand down, right leg comes up there. Okay, so engaging in the lower glutes. Taking the foot down, taking your right hand down, spinning left foot back and right knee down. Let's do the other side. We're going to spin the right foot all the way out to the side, height of the knee. Send your left leg to the back of the mat. Spin open as you press down. So you're rooting and rising here. Engaging the right glutes. And then take your left foot, you're going to flex it, turn the toes skyward, pull the belly in, and come up. And then taking your left hand to the lower leg or to the ankle, taking right arm up and over. Keep bringing your pelvis forward into the front of your body. Then belly in, coming back up on the inhale, and on your exhale, the right hand comes down as the left leg lifts. There you are. And then taking the foot down, left hand comes down, spin your right foot back, and the left knee comes down. Okay, downward facing dog. So it might feel a little tight there. One more breath. As you inhale, lift your heels, come forward into high plank. Going back, downward facing dog. Again, coming forward, high plank. And exhaling, going back. Now, in this down dog, bring your right leg up. So you're engaging again in the lower glutes. Then we're going to bend that knee, and then we're going to make a circle in the air with the knee. So keep the knee bent, keeping the heel pretty close to the sit bone the whole time. Beautiful rotation for that hip socket. Getting some movement into the piriformis. And then once you've done about 5, let's go the other direction. Keeping your arms stable, your shoulders stable. Okay, and then finally bringing the leg up Reach the legs straight, close the hip, and take the foot down, knees down. Take a moment in child's pose just to get off the shoulders. And then we come back up. Downward facing dog. Lifting left leg. Bending the knee. Okay, keep equal weight on both your hands as best you can. And then we make a circle, one direction. Keeping the knee bent and really creating the movement in the hip socket as that knee draws a circle in the air. One more time. Okay, and then reverse the direction. Utilize your breathing. One more. Okay, there we are. And then we're gonna lift up, open the hips, stretch the legs straight. Close the hip and take the foot down. Let's come forward this time into high plank pose, coming onto the toes and go down. Coming into cobra, into downward facing dog. Take your right leg up. Bring your knee to chest, look forward and step through. Coming up onto your fingertips. Take your back heel down into the mat. Your right fingertips will come back towards your outer heel. You can also use a block. And then we're coming up through this left arm, just like we did in that half side plank, and then taking the arm over the head. So either hand on block or hand to the floor. It's your choice. But just keep that open spaciousness around your heart. And I want you to feel your bottom hip, your right hip, moving forwards under the pose. One more breath. So it's a lot of engagement there in the right outer hip, the glutes, the piriformis. Everything is engaging. And then we're going to take that hand down. We're going to take our block away. We're going to lift the back heel, take the knee down. From there, you're going to start to slide your hips back, lift your front toes into kind of like a half split. Okay, so we're up on our fingertips. If you feel like your back is rounding a lot, take a block under each hand so that your spine is long and your chest is free. Now press that heel down, your front heel down, as you slide your right sit bone back away from that heel. So now we're opening the outer hip. And if you want to take a fold, you can do that. One more breath. Coming up, re-bending your front knee, foot is flat. Lift your back knee, take the heel down, and finish it up again into Parsvakonasana. So the extended side angle, opening the chest, and then taking that top arm, reaching it over the head, away from the back heel, moving the hips forward under the pose. Engagement. Then take your hand down, step it out, downward dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg up. Knee to chest, look forward, step through. Up on your fingertips, get that nice extension through the body. Then we take the back heel down, right in the middle of the mat. Slide your left fingertips back just next to your heel. That way your lower leg and your lower arm can press together, and that's going to help you to revolve belly open chest as you take your right arm up. Okay, there we are, extended side angle. Then taking the top arm and reaching it further over the head, and then bringing that bottom hip under the pose, which is going to help you to naturally open your chest. Okay, so a lot of work for the lower hip. Take another breath. Taking the right hand down, lifting your back heel, take your back knee down. And then keeping that nice long spine, flex your front foot, slide your hips back until your front leg straightens. Now press that left heel into the mat as you drag your left sit bone away from that heel. So that's going to really zing you into the back of the leg and into the outer hip. And if you want, you can take a fold. keep the front of your spine long, neck long. And then we come up. We rebend the front knee, knee over ankle, lift your back knee, drop your back heel back into the mat, firm it up, take your left fingertips back to your outer heel, pressing lower leg and arm together, spin open one more time as you take your arm right over your head, pressing the lower hip under the pose. Really powerful. And then taking your hand down and stepping it out, downward dog. Okay, from there, take an inhale, lift your heels, look forward, and walk to the top of your mat. Feet together, chest forward, and on your exhale, fold. So it's opening the back of your hips and your piriformis on both sides in Uttanasana. Again, coming into a halfway lift, fold again. One more time, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And maybe wrap your arms around the backs of your legs, holding opposite elbow. Pull the belly in, tuck your nose in, and draw the shoulders back away from your neck. Then releasing the elbows, reach your heart forward. Spread your arms wide out to the side. Feel free to bend the knees if you feel this in your low back. Come all the way up. Hands to chest. Arms up. Fold. Halfway up. Hands can come to the lower legs. Downward dog. Okay. Hold firm in your shoulders as you come forward. Strong legs, shift into the toes, and go down. Coming into cobra, into down dog. Okay, so we're going to do that again, just a little differently. Right leg up, knee to chest, step through. Coming up onto your fingertips, back heel, drop it into the mat, right fingertip, slide back, palm of the hand is also fine, or a block. Pressing arm and lower leg together, use those to really bring that lower kidney under the pose as you open your top lung, taking your top arm, reaching it further over the head, away from the back heel. Press that back heel. Pressing your right hip further under the pose. Then take your left hand back down again. Lift your back heel. This time walk your fingertips forward and lift back leg. This is called a halfway lift or standing split. As we walk our hands further back to either side of our standing leg. Some of you maybe can get the hands down flat as we lower, 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 all the way down the standing leg. Now the more we lift that top leg up towards the ceiling, the more we're engaging the left glutes and the left piriformis. As we open the right side. One more breath. Walk your fingertips forward. Slowly, slowly step back, heel down. When that foot comes down, you're going to feel the release around the back of your left pelvis. Right fingertips come to the outer heel, finish it up, Parshvakonasana, the extended side angle, as you take your left arm over your head. Long line along the left side of the body. Take your hand down, we step out, downward dog. Take a breath. Take your left leg up. Bringing knee to chest, gaze forward, step through, lift your chest open, take your back heel down, press it down, sliding left fingertips back to the outer heel, pressing lower arm and leg together, and then you're going to spin open, take your right arm up. So again, it's like in the very beginning when we were rooting down through the feet and lifting up through that top arm, and then take it over, 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 over. There. Bringing that left kidney under, right lung open. And then we take the hand down, we lift the back heel, we walk our fingertips forward, and we glide forward, lifting right leg up. So first starting in a halfway lift, which we call the crane pose, and then we walk the hands back. See if you can get them to either side of your foot. Feel free to take your blocks with you if you'd like. And then start to really fold down the straight leg, lifting up through top leg as if you want to press the sky away with your foot. And that's going to engage in your lower glutes, engage in gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. One more breath. And then walking fingertips forward, opening the heart, really slide it forward. And then gracefully taking right foot to the back of the mat, slide your left fingertips back towards outer heel, pressing lower leg and arm together, and then finish it up into Parsvakonasana. There we are. Yeah, and then taking the arm over. And the hand comes down. Let's step it out. Downward facing dog. Take another breath. And then lifting heels, looking forward, walking, stepping, or hopping to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold. And in this fold, use your core, your front core, your abdominal core, to really lower closer towards your legs, bringing arms out to the sides. Then one more time, wrap around the backs of the legs, hold the elbows, and go deeper. Slide the shoulder blades up towards the hips. Big opening through the back of the hips. And then reaching your arms out to the sides, coming all the way up through that halfway lift. If you feel it in your low back, you bend your knees and take it all the way up. Little back bend, upper back bend here behind the heart, and then your hands come to your chest. Arms up, fold. Halfway up, downward dog. Come forward, high plank pose, keep your legs strong, then come into the tiptoes, go all the way down. Spread your toes back, cobra, downward dog. Right leg up. Feel that engagement. Knee to chest, look forward, step through, up on your fingertips, back heel down. Warrior one. Warrior one. Now in this warrior one, I want you to take your left arm, loop it back and down, opening the palm of that hand towards the sky, and then reaching your right arm further up as you look up. So it's like what we call the peaceful warrior. Keep your back leg really strong and engage your left bum. And then spinning down, stepping out, downward dog. Left side, inhale. Knee to chest, gaze forward, step through, up on your fingertips, back heel down. Back foot should be about 45-degree angle inward. Press your feet down, warrior one. All right, so really pressing down through the feet and away from each other, which helps to really express the upper body open. Then it's your right arm that spins back and down as you externally rotate that arm, seeing if you can press the back of the hand on the leg without holding the leg. And then the left arm comes up higher. Maybe look up just a little bit through the eyes rather than the chin. Reaching your left knee forward and engaging your right bum. Engage it. Squeeze it. One more breath. And then slowly taking your hands down. Step it out. Downward dog. Okay. Take an inhale. Lift your heels. Look up, come to the top of your mat, halfway up. Take your arms out to the sides. Engage your low back. Fold, wrap your arms behind your legs, hold your elbows. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Press your feet down, reach your arms wide and all the way up. Bend your knees if you feel your back. And then the hands come to the chest. Relax your shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to turn to you for you to be able to do this with me. Feet are together. And we're going to lift our right heel up and our right knee. And then we hold the right knee and we squeeze it in. Then take your left hand to your hip. Take your right hand to the inside of your ankle. The higher that knee is, the easier it is to grab the ankle. And then you're going to pull your heel in right up to inner thigh, very close to the pelvic floor. We take our hands to our chest. So it's a tree pose. We're pressing the heel firmly into inner leg presses back, and your inner right knee is zooming out as you try to draw your right thigh bone a little bit behind you. So you're gathering your muscle tissue in the right side of your pelvis. Everything is contracting and coming together. So just expand here, expand it, feel the freedom in it. One more breath. Then we're going to bring the knee forward and up. We're going to hold the knee again. Now some of us are going to reach with the left hand and catch the foot and straighten the leg forward. Now if that's not available to you, you're going to hold your knee. We're all going to take our right arm up. We're going to spin it behind us as we draw either knee or foot towards the midline of the body as the chest revolves out. So that's the opposite. Now we're opening the Piriformis. One more breath. Keep Tadasana in your upper body. Then the right arm comes up, over, we come to the front, we bend the knee if it's not already bent, and then we take the foot down. Okay, feet together. Here we go, other side. Left heel comes up, then the left knee. We hold the knee, we hug it in. So it's already a lot of work here for the standing glutes in the Piriformis to help stabilize your hip, right? So the right leg has to do a lot of work now in the right hip. So it's a lot of engagement there. And then we're gonna keep that knee up high. Right hand comes to hip, left hand comes to the inner ankle. We're gonna pull that heel in as we take the heel right into inner thigh, okay? Now if it doesn't want to stay there, take the foot below the knee. Take your hands to your chest. Okay, engage. There's a lot of engagement here, right? Heel pressing into thigh, thigh presses back. There's an engagement in the back of your left hip. There is an engagement in the back of your right hip. So we're kind of hugging everything together behind the pelvis as the knee moves out, away from you, and the outer thigh moves back. One more breath. And we bring the knee forward. We lift the foot off the thigh, bring the knee up, hold the knee again. Now either holding the knee or taking your right hand, reaching deeper, grabbing the outer edge of the foot. Be very careful that the knee doesn't fall out to the left. Then either straightening that leg or just holding the knee is fine. Take your left arm up, lift the back of your heart as you turn upper torso over to the left. And that's going to open up outer glutes, piriformis on the left side, and IT band. One more breath. Left arm comes up, over. We bend the knee, we hold the knee, squeeze it in, and we we take it down, feet together. Okay, at the top of your mat, take your arms up, and then we fold. So we're just opening up to our own potential as we practice these difficult poses. Halfway lift, and then coming into downward facing dog. Take your knees down. Keep some space between your knees and your feet. You're going to come up. And we're going to press the shin bones and the tops of the feet down. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. And then we're going to slowly start to engage those lower glutes into the thigh bones, right? So it's engaging there, bringing the thigh bones forward, keeping the thigh bones right over the knees as you lift your heart up. Now your thumbs can press the flesh of the back of the pelvis downward. And as you press the flesh of your hips downward, including those muscles, the piriformis, press it down, lift up. Now as you keep pressing your thigh bones forward, start to lean back a little bit, maybe catching the heels with your feet. A lot of engagement in the thigh bones. Lift up through the back of the heart, engaging lower glutes. One more breath. Pull the belly in, come up evenly. Take your hands down, walk your hands forward, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Just easing out of that back bend. Now, on your inhale, lift your right leg up. You're going to bring your knee all the way in between your hands, taking the knee down and coming up onto your fingertips. So it's kind of like a half pigeon pose. We're going to keep that back leg really powerful and those glutes. So it's just a nice segue after the camel pose that we just did. And then we're going to go back, downward dog. Let's do the left side, left leg up. Bring your knee in between your hands, keeping the back leg engaged, toes under, and then just letting the hips drop as you lift your heart. Power up your back leg as you feel the outer left hip starting to open. That's where the attachment is of the piriformis to the thigh bone. And then downward dog. Again, right leg up. Knee to the hands, knee down. Come up onto your fingertips, power up your back leg. Let your right hip sink. Downward dog. Pull the belly in. Left leg up. Knee to chest, knee forward, knee down. Keep your back leg strong, lift your heart. Belly in, downward dog. Last round, right leg up. Knee to chest, knee down, chest up. Downward dog. Left leg up. Knee to chest, look forward, knee down. Back leg super powerful. Left hip sinks. Downward dog. Good. Take your knees down. Cross your ankles and sit back. Bring your legs forward in front of you. Sit nice and tall. You can use your blanket if you want to sit a little taller over your hips. Cross your right knee over your left knee, but then fold your right foot back towards your outer hip. So I'm just going to spin towards the camera so you can see where my right foot is. Seeing if I can keep my two knees stacked nicely on top of each other. Hold the top knee, lift your chest up. And then we start to fold forward in a straight line, taking the hands down, fingertips to the floor. And then I walk my fingertips more forwards towards either side of my foot. And then start to lower the weight of my upper body over the legs. My hands come flat. Relaxing elbows, shoulders, and finally head. Really go slow here because you're going to feel probably a pretty intense pull going up the back of your leg, up towards the left sit bone, and through the left side of your sacrum. So it's a really long line there. Just notice how everything is interconnected. We'll take 3 more breaths. And then we lift our head, we walk our hands in, lift your heart up, uncross. Shake it out. Cross your left over your right knee. For some of us, this is enough. You don't even need to pull your left foot back. But otherwise, with your right hand, you take the ankle and you help that foot back towards outer right hip. Knees are stacked as well as they can on top of each other. Interlace your fingers on your top knee just to pull the belly open, chest open, get that nice long extension through the front of the spine. And that's how you proceed forward. So you start to lean forward slowly, bringing the body weight into the front of the sit bones. And that might be enough, and that's all you have to do. Or you take your fingertips down, and then you walk your hands slightly forward. So one side is going to be tighter than the other, and there's always one piriformis muscle that's tighter than the other, always. And so through our yoga practices, which is why it makes it very essential to practice yoga, is because we're always balancing left and right side of body, front and back, as much as we can. And they will never be the same. There's going to always be an aberration, but we try to come close. Start to relax the elbows, the shoulders, and the head. One more breath. And then float your head up, walk your hands in as we lift our chest. We lean back and we uncross. Okay, and then we just shake that out. And then we come into the middle of our mat. Take one block near you. As we come down, bend your knees. And then bring the feet a little closer together as we lift the hips. And then we come down. Let's do that 2 more times. Press the feet down, lift your hips. So again, engagement again after that last pose we just did. And we come down. Inhale, lifting. And coming down. Now walk your feet completely together and place your right sole of your foot on top of your left knee and then come up again. So more engagement now in the left glutes, left piriformis. Come down. Again, press down to engage as you rise. And then come down. So it's more work when we're just on one leg than on both legs. Coming up. Going down. And then one more time. Arms press down, left foot presses down. Take your hips up, pause there. Then lift your right leg up. And take the foot down, feet together, and roll down. Pause. And take the left sole of your foot on the right knee. So your left knee is pretty vertical. As you come up, pressing down through the right foot, pressing down through the arms, opening the chest, and then go down. So do you feel a difference between the two sides? Press down to rise up. Slowly descend. 2 more times. Engage the back of your right leg, the right pelvis, and you're down. And then last one, pressing down to rise. Now stay there, maybe bringing the shoulder blades closer together, then lift up through your left leg, bending knee, feet together, and take it down. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, open the palms of your hands. And take another breath. And bring your knees together. Then take your block, take it to the second level, the second height. You're going to lift your hips, slide the block right underneath the sacrum, the lower sacrum, so it feels nice and flat. Your feet are heavy on the ground underneath your knees, and then just let everything drop. Let your pelvis completely hang into your block. So again, even though we're in a back bend here, we're turning off all the effort in our low back and in the back of the hips, so that everything can soften and decompress. Take another breath. And then with your hands, take the block to its lowest level. Pause again. Another breath. And then take your block to the side, allowing your pelvis to completely drop into the mat. Walk your feet a little closer together. Bring your right knee gently into your chest without squeezing too hard. And then send your left leg all the way down. So I'm going to get more into the center of my mat. Then lift your head, look forward, flex your foot, grab your foot, and send the leg up. You can also use a belt. And then come down. So we're just opening that line in the back of the leg and through the back of the right hip. Take another breath. Keep your leg up, but take your arms out to the sides. We're going to take this right leg and we're going to reach it over to the left as far as you can, rolling onto the left hip, seeing if you can keep your right leg up to about the height of your hips. And then once it comes down, open the palms of your hands, and then just let your legs relax, even if they slide a little bit. Let your head rest where it wants to. We'll take about 3 more breaths. Belly in, palms down, exhale, bring your leg back up. Bend your knee and hold your knee. And we'll switch. Right leg down, left knee in. Careful not to tug on it too zealously. You want to give it some time. And then exhaling your head up and looking forward. Flex your left foot and hold it and take the leg up. Okay? If you can't hold the foot, grab the calf muscle or take a belt and then lie back. Another full breath. Now keeping the leg up, Take your arms out to the sides. You can start with the palms of the hands facing down, keeping your shoulders down, reaching your left leg over to the right, rolling onto your right hip, reaching until perhaps the foot comes down. You can also support it on a block. And once the foot comes down, relax the legs, even if they slide a little bit. Open the palms of your hands and breathe. Take about 3 more breaths. Recentering your head, palms down, belly in. Exhale, take leg back up and lower your leg down. Okay, so use your hands to feel the edges of your mat. Hold on to the edges. Just recenter your body, releasing your legs down, and then palms of the hands are open. And then close your eyes. Just come into Shavasana as you slow your breath down. Just sense the ease in your breathing. Feel your body completely releasing. Just relaxing deeply and completely, sensing the cheeks on your face falling into the hollow of your mouth. Feel your tongue releasing and softening down in towards your heart. And so just let your body rest and migrate towards the ground, migrating into stillness. And feel free to stay here for the next 5 or 10 minutes, so you can press pause. And then when you're ready to come out of that nice long Shavasana, that place of mental health, that place of clean vitality, roll to one side and you come up into sit. We cross our legs. We rest the hands on the knees and we pull the front of the spine open. We lift the chin. We close the eyes and we just rest in the back side of the body. Just take an exhale back there. And then take your left hand to your chest, right hand on top. Breathe up into the hands and bow your head down. When we lift our head, we bring our hands together. Namaste. Thank you. See you soon.